Welcome to part 6, identifying why customers leave. Before you can fix churn, you need to understand why it is happening. And here's what I've learned from working with many businesses. The reasons are usually simpler and more fixable than you think. But you have to actually investigate to find them. Customers typically, they leave for a handful of core reasons. And let me walk you through some of the most common ones that I've found. First, the most important one, they didn't get value from your product or service. This is often the biggest reason. They bought your product hoping it would solve a problem or deliver a benefit, and it did not. Maybe the product wasn't the right fit for their needs. Maybe it was right, but too complicated to use. Maybe they never got properly set up. Whatever the specific issue, the bottom line is they did not see enough value to justify continuing to pay you. Second, they had a bad experience. This could be poor customer service, technical problems, billing issues, or just friction and frustration in dealing with your company. Even if your product is great, a bad experience can drive customers away. People remember how you made them feel. Third, their circumstances might have changed. Maybe they changed jobs and don't need your B2B tool anymore. Maybe they moved and your local service doesn't serve their new area. Maybe their budget got cut. Sometimes churn is generally not about you, it's about external factors. Fourth, they might have found something better. A competitor came along with a better product, a lower price, or both. This is especially very common in very competitive markets where customers can easily switch. And finally, the fifth one, they simply forget about you or lose interest. This is more common than you think. Especially with products people don't use frequently, they stop engaging, the value fades from their mind, and when they see the charge on the credit card, they cancel. So here's a critical question. Which of these reasons is driving most of your churn? Because you can't fix everything at once, and you shouldn't try to. You need to focus on the one or two things causing most of your customers to leave. So how are you going to figure this out? You need to combine some data analysis with actual customer conversations. Start with the data. You already have the data. Look for patterns. When do customers typically leave? Is it in the first month, after 3 months, after a year? If lots of people leave in the first month, that suggests an onboarding or early value problem. If they leave after a year, maybe it's about annual pricing or a specific milestone. You might want to consider looking at the different customer segments. Do certain types of customers churn more than others? Small businesses versus large enterprises, customers in certain industries or regions, customers who signed up through different channels. Finding these patterns helps you narrow down the causes. Then look at the product usage data. If you have it, do customers who churn use your product less than those who stay? What features do they use or not use? Usage patterns often predict churn before it even happens. But here's the thing about the data. It tells you what is happening, but not why. For that, you need to actually talk to customers. When someone cancels, reach out to them. Not with a desperate sales pitch to win them back, but with a genuine question. We noticed you cancel and we are trying to improve. Would you mind sharing why you decided to leave? Most people, believe it or not, will tell you if you ask sincerely and make it easy for them. You might be surprised how honest people are when they are leaving and have nothing to lose. Talk to customers who almost churned but did not, the ones who called to cancel but you managed to save. Ask them what almost made them leave. That's incredibly valuable insight. And after you've done all this research, both data and conversations, you will usually find that one or two core issues are driving most of your churn. Maybe your onboarding is confusing and people give up early. Maybe your pricing is wrong for your target market. Maybe a key feature is missing. Maybe your customer support is too slow. At any rate, once you identify the root causes, you know exactly where to focus your energy and to have the biggest impact on reducing churn. In the next video, on video 7, we'll talk about the critical early days, the onboarding and activation that impacts churn the most. I'll see you there. Take care. Bye-bye.